Lara Trump has been a passionate supporter of her father-in-law, Donald Trump, since his very first presidential campaign. Her unwavering dedication has now earned his endorsement for a prominent leadership role within the Republican National Committee. Lara is an incredibly talented communicator and fully committed to the goals of MAGA, Trump said. From private citizen to public figure, Lara Trump's challenges in the political arena. Stepping into the political spotlight alongside her father-in-law, Lara Trump has faced a barrage of media criticism that has tested both her resolve and her personal sacrifices. Her decision to advocate for Donald Trump's vision meant giving up a private life and subjecting herself to relentless public scrutiny, where every word and action became fodder for controversy. Since being appointed co-chair of the Republican National Committee by her father-in-law, Donald Trump, Lara Trump is being mocked for saying on her show The Right View that jobs should be earned on merit. The wife of Eric Trump said,
"Do me a favor out there. Don't you ever give me a position or a title or anything of the sort, a job, whatever it is, based on anything other than the fact that I deserve that spot. I'm the best candidate for that position. I'm the best person to do that job."
A clip of the episode, posted on X by Ron Filipkowski, currently has over 330,000 views, along with many comments below the clip mocking Ms. Trump's stance. Many derided her, saying she should step down from her role as co-chair of the RNC. Her appointment sparked fury from some Republicans who argued that her selection was largely due to her family connections rather than her qualifications. It also led to accusations that her appointment was a classic autocratic move and a clear example of nepotism within the Trump family's influence on the GOP. Throwing it back to 2016, Donald Trump's presidency began with a key endorsement for Ronna McDaniel, Mitt Romney's niece and a prominent Republican leader in Michigan. She was nominated as RNC chair and confirmed in January 2017. Under her leadership, McDaniel spearheaded fundraising efforts, directing hundreds of millions of dollars to expand GOP offices across key states while overseeing the presidential nomination processes in 2020 and 2024. However, McDaniel's tenure has not been without controversy. Growing criticism from Republican members, particularly Trump allies, has focused on her handling of the RNC budget. Recent campaign finance reports revealed that the RNC currently holds only $8 million in the bank, while being $1 million in debt, a stark point of contention. Many within the party have also faulted McDaniel for failing to prioritize Trump's claims of election fraud following his 2020 loss. The Trump team's legal efforts, over 50 lawsuits related to these allegations, were largely unsuccessful, further straining ties with McDaniel. The rift deepened when Trump, at the start of 2023, announced he would refuse to participate in GOP debates or sign a pledge to support the eventual Republican nominee. By October 2023, he went as far as calling for the cancellation of the remaining debates, urging the RNC to instead focus on his potential rematch with President Biden, an appeal that went unanswered. Trump's desire to overhaul the RNC leadership appears to serve a dual purpose, appeasing MAGA leaders while ensuring close allies, including family members, take the reins of the organization. Observers note that Lara Trump, long considered Trump's secret weapon during his campaigns, could play a pivotal role in reshaping the party and bolstering Trump's influence as he eyes a return to the White House. After the 2020 election, Lara's vocal support for claims of election fraud.
It's time to accept the outcome of this. What are you seeing or hearing out there that he is not?
Well, those certifications are just procedural steps, and the reality is the Electoral College does not vote in their states until December 14th. We've got plenty of time. Sadly, we have become accustomed to having to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard as a normal candidate or normal campaign.
Despite a lack of concrete evidence, placed her at the center of intense media backlash. Publications like The Guardian accused her of undermining the democratic process, while CNN alleged she was exploiting her platform to deepen divisions within the nation. For Lara, the criticism wasn't just about her words. It was a direct attack on her character and intentions, framing her as a purveyor of misinformation rather than someone standing up for what she believed was a stolen victory. However, in this year's election, some influential right-wing figures and organizations continued to push narratives about fraud and a rigged vote, pointing to incomplete voting data and recycling debunked conspiracy theories from the 2020 election. The BBC tracked a surge of fraud allegations before and during election night. On November 6, ranging from claims of stolen ballots in key battleground states to exaggerated interpretations of real events used to support these accusations. For example, in Cambria County, Pennsylvania, a Republican stronghold of voting machines malfunctioned early in the day. Although the issues were quickly fixed and voting hours were extended to make up for the delay, rumors of tampering spread rapidly online. Moreover, one viral post alleged that ballots in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, were pre-filleted for Kamala Harris. Supporters of both Trump and Harris highlighted real but isolated incidents such as ballot drop box fires in Washington and Oregon, or fake bomb threats that disrupted polling in a few locations on Election Day as supposed evidence of widespread voter fraud. However, there was no indication that these events significantly impacted voting outcomes or altered the overall results. Emerald Robinson, a former right-wing television reporter with over 750,000 followers on X, boldly claimed, "Democrats are cheating right now," and repeated her long-standing assertion that the voting machines are rigged. Her comments echoed the ongoing rhetoric from some Trump supporters who continue to insist that the 2020 election was stolen. Overall, reactions from pro-Trump groups and influencers varied, from staying conspicuously silent on the fraud issue to doubling down on the same unfounded claims they championed in the past. Despite the noise, no credible evidence has surfaced to support allegations of widespread voter fraud in this election either. Even her charitable endeavors were not spared. Big Dog Ranch Rescue, a charity closely associated with Lara Trump, faced intense scrutiny for spending nearly $2 million at Trump-owned properties over a 7-year period, including $225,000 for a $2,000 and $25,000 for a 2021 fundraising event at Mar-a-Lago. Critics, including reports from HuffPost and The Independent, raised ethical concerns about using charitable funds at venues linked to the Trump family, suggesting potential financial benefits for the family, and questioning the transparency of the charity's expenditures. In response, Laurie Simmons, the founder of Big Dog Ranch Rescue, defended the decision to host events at Mar-a-Lago, citing the venue's preferential pricing and its effectiveness in maximizing fundraising efforts. Simmons emphasized that the choice was practical and not politically motivated, arguing that canceling events at the venue would harm the organization's mission to rescue dogs. She also claimed that negative media coverage led to backlash, including hostile messages and the withdrawal of a $100,000 donation. Simmons indicated she might pursue legal action against HuffPost for allegedly misrepresenting the charity's intentions and damaging its reputation. Despite the charity's defense, the controversy highlighted the challenges of balancing public perception with operational needs. Lara Trump also was mocked for unveiling a loyalty card for her father-in-law.
You are looking at the very limited edition Trump Black Card. Listen to this.
And had previously faced widespread derision for criticized Vice President Kamala Harris, claiming her position wasn't earned, just part of Democratic Party virtue signaling, pandering to get votes from women and minorities.
I don't want to be insulted into voting for someone. I want to actually look at how this person might make my life better and make the future better for this country, my kids, my grandkids, etc. And that's what Donald Trump did. So I think when they got to the point of constant mudslinging,
media outlets like MSNBC and USA Today labeled her comments as sexist and racially charged, suggesting that her words were meant to diminish Harris's role as a woman of color in politics. These experiences have underscored the profound difficulty of Lara Trump's political journey, walking the fine line between supporting her family's mission and carving out her own path. She has endured relentless attacks that questioned her motives, character, and values. In sacrificing her privacy and enduring this constant barrage, Lara has demonstrated a resilience that speaks to her commitment to her father-in-law's vision of making America great again, even when the costs are deeply personal. Lara Trump's meteoric rise signals changing of Trump family guard.
And if not for the support and encouragement of my father-in-law, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's been said by many that Donald Trump sees things in people that they don't even recognize in themselves.
In Donald Trump's 2016 campaign, Lara Trump played a key role as the organizer of the Women's Empowerment Tour, rallying support for Trump and his running mate, Mike Pence. After her father-in-law's election victory, Lara became one of his top fundraisers, leveraging her communication skills and network to build momentum for his agenda. Lara's involvement only deepened during Trump's 2020 re-election campaign, where she served as a senior advisor and frequently appeared on television to advocate for his bid. She also hosted Real News Update, Trump's weekly news program, and spearheaded Women for Trump events across the country, galvanizing support among female voters. Ms. Trump, husband Eric and his older brother Don Jr. have emerged as the family's leading voices in Donald Trump's campaign against U.S. President Joe Biden, and they are some of the most influential figures in his political orbit. Led by Chairman Michael Whatley and Lara Trump, the RNC invested heavily in recruiting roughly 230,000 volunteers and an army of lawyers for what it called its election integrity effort. 4 years after Donald Trump lost his re-election bid to Democrat Joe Biden, citing false or unproven theories about voter fraud. Outside groups such as Turning Point Action and Musk's America PAC took a greater responsibility for advertising and get out the vote efforts. On January 6, 2021, Lara was among the speakers at the Save America rally alongside her husband Eric Trump and Donald Trump shortly before the Capitol riots, a moment that drew widespread attention to her political ambitions. Observers often describe Lara as a politically ambitious woman with a keen sense of strategy. In fact, she seriously considered running for the North Carolina Senate seat ahead of the 2022 midterm elections, but ultimately decided against entering the race. Lara Trump's consistent presence in Trump's campaigns and public events has solidified her as a prominent figure within the MAGA movement, with many viewing her as a potential rising star in Republican politics. As Lara Trump strode on to center stage at the Republican National Convention on July 18th night, it was a moment that symbolized a change of guard in the Trump family that has taken place since his defeat in the 2020 presidential election. Wearing a black dress and a shimmering USA flag brooch, Ms. Trump used the primetime spotlight to sell voters on her father-in-law's softer edges, focusing on his role as a grandfather to her 2 young children. And the party faithful roared as she raised a fist and spoke about a gunman's attempt on his life.
Our family has faced our fair share of death threats, mysterious powders sent to our homes, tasteless and violent comments directed towards us on social media. But none of that prepares you as a daughter-in-law to watch in real time someone try to kill a person you love. None of that prepares you as a mother to quickly reach for the remote and turn your young children away from the screen so that they're not witness to something that scars the memory of their grandpa for the rest of their lives.
Mirroring Trump's actions on the rally stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, after a bullet narrowly missed his head.
And with every bone in my body, I can tell you that all Donald Trump wants to do and has ever wanted to do is make this country great again for all of us.
Lara was the first family member to officially speak at this convention, and her presence has ignited interest in not just her role in the family, but also any further political ambitions. Her speech was her introduction to the nation in a big way because while she's had roles in campaigns previously, and while she's been a part of Trump's inner circle and family orbit for the last 8 years, this is the first time she is positioned in a role that has real power inside the Republican Party, said Eric Cortellessa, a reporter who recently interviewed Ms. Trump for a Time magazine profile. Lara Trump leaves RNC amid Senate chatter. Elected as RNC co-chair in March, Lara Trump was a key player in the Republicans retaking the White House and control of the Senate while maintaining a narrow House majority. President-elect Donald Trump has spoken to his former primary rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, about appointing his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, to the Senate seat, according to the Wall Street Journal. Those close to the governor told the Journal that he's considering a range of candidates, but they noted that choosing Lara Trump could help him repair his damaged relationship with the president-elect. DeSantis was the target of aggressive attacks from the former president during the 2024 Republican primary. Trump accused the governor of being disloyal following his 2018 endorsement of him when he first ran for the governor's mansion. DeSantis focused on Trump's age and legal problems in his counterattacks. The idea of placing a Trump family member in the Senate has been lauded in some Republican circles. Among the people pushing for her to replace Rubio is May Musk, mother of Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. The Senate is an old man's club. We desperately need a smart, young, outspoken woman who will reveal their secrets, she posted on X. Elon Musk, who was with Lara Trump on election night at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, responded to his mother's post. Lara Trump is genuinely great. Lara Trump has stepped down as co-chair of the Republican National Committee amid speculation she might fill a possible Senate vacancy in Florida. Announcing her resignation on social media, she said,
"Is it an asset being a Trump?"
Well, some may say it's an asset. Some may say it's not an asset. I think it depends how you look at it. I would say that my track record speaks for itself. Maybe having the last name Trump is just a little bit extra. I'm always happy to have it.
She did not specify her next move, but some Trump allies have lobbied for her to replace Senator Marco Rubio, the president-elect's pick for Secretary of State. If he is confirmed as America's top diplomat by the Senate, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis would handpick a replacement to serve out the remainder of Rubio's 6-year term, which ends in 2026. In an interview with the Associated Press, Lara Trump said she would be open to taking over Rubio's seat.
And if I am tapped to serve in another capacity, it truly would be my honor. I think it would be great to have another young mom alongside Katie Britt there in the United States Senate.
Several Republicans, including Senator Rick Scott of Florida, have publicly supported her as Rubio's replacement in the Senate. Lara Trump praised Musk's new endeavor, the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, a non-governmental task force headed by Musk and fellow entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. They've been tapped to fire federal workers, cut programs, and slash federal regulations as part of Trump's Save America agenda for his second term. I really don't think we've seen movement like this in our federal government since our country's founding in many ways, she said. And I think if they are successful in what they plan to do, I think it is going to be transformative to America in a great way. She said she expects a different presidency this time, beginning with the structure of the administration. While Trump's daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner served as White House advisors in his last administration, Lara Trump said she doesn't see any family member taking any position in the White House this time around. With her father-in-law, he really wants to get in there and do a good job for the next 4 years, and that's all he wants to serve, she said. 4 years, and he's out. Lara Trump also says she expects the Republican Party to be more unified than it has ever been. When she became co-chair in May, the Trump campaign and the RNC merged, with staffers fired and positions restructured. She said the result could spell trouble for GOP lawmakers who do not agree with Trump's agenda. Wishing Lara Trump success as she embarks on the next chapter of her journey, whether it leads to the Senate or another avenue in politics, her evolving role in the political landscape remains a fascinating story to follow. Remember to subscribe to the Billionaire Dynasty channel for more insights and updates on influential figures shaping the world. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.